Hello Scorpio, welcome to your reading. This is going to be for the week of the 7th going to the 13th of August. So let me know if you like my background. I have a little lion up there that my niece made that I'm shouting out because I just love it so much that it's now a part of my videos. She handmade it and I'm pretty sure she just taught herself how to do that. So she's incredible. I always say she's got the Midas touch. Like, she's one of those kids that are just good at everything, you know. So I'm very proud of her. So she's now part of the channel. So anyway, let's jump straight into your reading, Scorpio, and see what's going on for you guys. If you haven't already, make sure you're not a stranger around here and that you subscribe and become part of the community. It helps the channel out a lot, but it also means that you get to see the videos come up as soon as they are uploaded. So yeah, let's see what's going on for you guys, Scorpio. And also tell your friends, guys. Tell your friends about the channel. Why not? If you like it, anyway. Alrighty. Everyone seems to be going through some sort of shift. I feel like I said this last week as well. It's a different card to last week, but kind of represents the same thing. Don't be afraid of redirection. There is a quote, redirection is God's protection, and I really heavily feel like, not that you've missed a signal or a sign, like the words that are coming to mind for me, Scorpio, not that you've gone down the wrong path either, but there's a better one for you, and one that you feel more suitable to. So maybe you're in a career that you don't quite like, or maybe something, it could even just be a way that you're doing it needs to change. Like, it's almost like you're going down one way thinking that that's where you're being led. Maybe somebody else told you to go down or whatever. And then all of a sudden you realize you're going down the wrong path, or like the wrong way a little bit. And then you see where you're supposed to go and it's like, oh, that's where I'm supposed to go. Like you suddenly get this sense of belonging this week, like a sudden sense of clarity and certainty, maybe to do with your goals. This is what I'm speaking about here, go the distance. You become more focused. Or whether you actually find the thing that you want to do this week. Because your first card is a change in the wind. This is when a wind blows, and I'm not just speaking about what you probably can hear in the background, which is quite convenient with this card is coming out from almost everybody. When the wind blows, for me in readings, it really represents like things shifting in your life. Like it's almost like a big gust of wind that's about to blow things out of the way that have been blocking you, things that you didn't even realize have been blocking you, or just changing your surroundings, you know. That's what it feels like. So expect some change in your environment, things beyond your control, things you don't need. Another affirmation for you guys is, you know, I can't lose what is divinely right for me, you know. So if anything is kind of leaving your life and it's a bit of a shame, just remember that and say that to yourself, because it's true. All right, because I'm going to show you. I am supposed to pull a card out here, but what I'm seeing is we have a change in the wind. So this is the zebra kind of going down one way, and it's kind of feeling quite heavy and kind of racking up the responsibilities, or there's this heavy weight on you and a lot of clouds. All of a sudden, this gust of wind is trying to push you. You can see where that cheetah is going, and all of a sudden, you're finding some sort of clarity. There's very minimal clouds in this card. There's a lot more color, and this fiery energy represents fiery energy. It's creativity, it's passion, it's motivation, it's drive. You know, it's very Mars energy, which in astrology is action taking, it's anger, it's aggression in sometimes good ways. Sometimes if you have these, I feel like saying to somebody here, if you have this overload of emotions or aggression at times, you don't know where it's coming from, do something creative, do something where you might be able to like run, do exercise or something that gets something that you can put that energy into, basically. All right, and I will show you the rest of the cards, but let me just do what I'm supposed to do and pull you an overall card for this week for Scorpio. King of Cups, which is a Scorpio card. Interesting. So you're in your element. We like to see that. King of Cups, you're in your emotions here, but the King of Cups is a very good card to come out because this is somebody who's learning how to control their emotions. So again, you guys could definitely be doing that. You're learning how to stay above it. We then have the Two of Pentacles, which is interesting because it is also another card of balance and juggling. But as you can see, there is a little bit of a rocky waters in the background, so maybe your emotions are a little bit on a don't know, a bit of a roller coaster, or maybe it's just your external surroundings that are causing that. You are going to be able to stay on top of it, which is very good. Just remember to tame it from time to time again, whether it is just through something creative, something that's therapeutic to you. I'm a Virgo, so cleaning is my thing, or a painting I've been trying to do, because it's quite therapeutic. It gives you something to focus on, so even when your life is kind of crumbling, it kind of, when it goes silent. And I just did this with my third eye. Don't know why. So I kind of want to say, if you're ever feeling a little bit confused, like you kind of can't see where things are going, you feel like you don't really know what the truth is, or you just feel a little bit lost, just like having your third eye clouded a little bit, just tap into something here, because I feel like it's going to help you kind of cleanse it up. Like I'm almost seeing like a lens, like glasses lens being foggy, when it rains or something. So just wipe off the glasses, wipe off the third eye. It's getting a little bit foggy for some reason. Don't know why. But that was a message there. You guys are quite psychic, by the way. Like, you might feel like that. You might feel like you have a gift like that. And I can confirm that you do. But it does get quite foggy quite easily. Look at as I'm saying that. Because Seven of Cups is here. Again, maybe it's your emotions. Seven of Cups can mean that you're feeling a lot of different things at once. Sometimes it can be like you just feel very confused, or you feel very like you aren't quite sure what your intuition is trying to tell you, because there's just so much going on. Doing something, even meditation, something that causes you to focus on just one thing for a certain amount of time, can really help clear the clouds away. Because the Go the Distance card is again about focused. You're going back and forth on either a decision or on your feelings. Let me clarify what the Two of Pentacles is about. I'm going to use a different deck, because I'm about to show you the Light Seers Tarot is very colorful, and it kind of goes to the background. So yeah, let's see. What is this Two of Pentacles, please, for Scorpio? You have a lot on your mind. Page of Wands is that creativity. So maybe that's what you're distracted from, or you need to balance. You need to do your creative thing more. Why do I feel like there's some stagnancy here in Scorpio's reading? Five of Cups. All right, so there is a reason behind it. We have 2 5s that just came out, because that means that something needs to change. Number 5 is my necessary change card, or a number in general, okay? Five of Cups, Five of Swords. So what the blockage is and why I'm feeling a little bit of stagnancy is because there is some emotional hardships, okay? If we have Cups and Swords, mentally there's some anguish, emotionally there's some anguish. It does feel like it's over what somebody else did. Or maybe you're feeling like you're just not where you want to be. I don't know if you're crying a little bit more over something that may have happened a long time ago or what. I don't know. It feels like you're purging some emotions is something I want to say. Trying to stay on top of it, trying to understand it. With Five of Cups, just remember, she's actually spilling the cups here. When you get yourself in a bit of like an emotional thing, and it's like, you end up dwelling in it a bit more and kind of making it a bit worse, when it goes from one memory to another, and it all makes you upset. Try to catch yourself in this, especially if you're trying to compare yourself to others, or if you're trying to compare yourself to, if you're thinking about something that you walked away from with the Five of Swords. All right. The Five of Cups says that as much as there is disappointment over how something ended, there is always something we can take from it. We can still build from what we still have. So if your emotions are trying to drag you under, do something creative is like almost the advice for you guys. Sorry. All right, let me pull you some more cards. So that's something that needs to change. No more comparing yourself, Scorpio. No more looking at people who you've walked away from. No more looking at where you could have been if you didn't make certain decisions or didn't feel a certain way. Like, don't do that to yourself. What can you do about it now? There's no point dwelling in it. So something needs to change with those 5s, okay? I'm going to clarify the King of Cups, figure out what that is. You have the Page of Cups and the Eight of Wands. Again, some surprising messages. Okay, you guys could be hearing from somebody. It could be a water sign. But Page of Cups, this is something that comes as a surprise to you. This could also be just downloads. Maybe it's just your own emotions are kind of like coming at you at once. I do see good news coming in though. With the Eight of Wands and Page of Cups, you have the Nine of Cups. Again, some sort of wish fulfillment. Maybe it's an opportunity whilst you're staying on top of everything. Maybe it's love. Could be with another Scorpio, Knight of Cups. Could be getting a love letter, a love message here. Let's clarify the Oracle card. So what is this change in the wind? Four of Pentacles. That's quite interesting. The Four of Pentacles can sometimes be like kind of holding on too tightly to something, and I feel like this is the journey that you were walking down. Maybe it's at a financial pinch as well, by the way, you know, where you're kind of like in a scarcity situation. Is that the way of saying it? You guys know me, I'm not very good with my words, but it's a sense of like I don't have much, so I can't give much, and I can't do much because I don't have much, you know. It's kind of like a closing yourself off to maybe opportunities, and that seems to be the path that you were going down. Or I can't give any of my love away because somebody will just hurt it, you know. It's that kind of mindset. It's keeping yourself to yourself, and that's it. So what changes? Scorpio, this wire on my microphone is like very sensitive. If I touch it, it just decides to cut off strangely. But you actually had this, I only take reversals that come up that way. You know, if it's very adamant on it, then I'll do it. You have the Fool card with the Three of Swords reversed. So what seems to change is like you kind of just let go of everything that's been hurting you, anything that's been pulling at the strings here of your emotions and your heart space. So this is good. You're kind of like deciding to not let the Three of Swords, whatever has hurt you, heartbreak, pain, change your sense of character. And you have this Fool card coming through, which is taking a leap of faith. You're more likely to take risks now. So that's what's changing. You're going from, I need this and I need it to be this way. If it's not, then, you know, I'm losing out. You're kind of like letting go of pain, which I'm very happy to see. King of Wands may have been from a Leo, Sag, Aries. Okay, you guys are gaining strength, courage, motivation. That is kind of very makes sense with the Go the Distance card, that fiery energy that we said here, becoming a lot more passionate, which is nice. You're becoming a lot more creative, which is very lovely. You could be going into a job that's more creative. All right. So what's changing is the Three of Swords reversed. Can I just get one more to clarify that? Chariot, you're just moving on. And that's just what it is. It's interesting because I don't know, I wouldn't say that you're exactly healed, but I will say that you've kind of just decided I'm not going to let that get to me, and you're just moving forward. You just suddenly have this determination. You know what, sometimes that happens when we've just been in so much pain and let something take so much control of our life that we just become quite, not just angry with it, but fed up with it. Like, I am no longer going to feel this way. Like, I'm sick and tired of feeling like this or being like this. So then the Fool card comes in. You just start this new journey. So let's clarify the Go the Distance card for you. Ten of Swords, all right? You're putting something to rest. You're ending something here. And you're the Seven of Pentacles. Now you're working on yourself. You're working on building the foundations of something. Seven of Pentacles is an energy of nurturing something, reassessing something. As you can see, you're growing a plant here. So some of you, you could actually be focusing on doing something new, cultivating something. Some of you, if you are planning on starting your own company, then this is what you're doing, is you're planting it deep. Some of you, this is just yourself. You're going deep and you're actually gaining a lot of rewards from this. Sometimes on the surface, it doesn't look like much is changing, or it's very slow. But what you're seeing underneath here, what you're not seeing underneath, is actually how far the roots are going. So whatever it is that you're doing at this time, you are cutting the cords with something, someone, whatever has hurt you. And you're now really focusing a lot more on what you're building for yourself. So there we go. This is you letting go of something. Again, no longer telling yourself, if only I was not in this situation, if only I didn't do that. I hope you guys don't hear the wind. It's very loud, so I'm sure you probably do. It's one of those days. But the Five of Swords is walking away from something. Just cutting the ties. And what you're running into is Ten of Pentacles. So what you have walked away from is much smaller than what you're about to go into. Like, what you're walking into is much bigger than what you've walked away from, should I say. A lot more determination. Oh, we have the Sun and the Hanged Man. Happiness is a state of mind, is what they're saying here. And I feel like, as you can see, the Sun, her head is kind of connected to the universe around her, so that's why she's happy. She feels connected, she feels full of joy, free, by the way. So this makes sense with the cutting the ties away from things that have control over your heart space and your feelings. Now you're in this position where you might be taking a time out. Hanged Man is looking at something differently. You're looking at something differently, and that makes sense with the Three of Swords reverse. You're no longer allowing something to rule your life, and maybe you've gained some perspective of, instead of feeling a certain way or dipping in these emotions, you're like, actually, this is affecting me. And if it's affecting me now and my decisions now, and it's not letting me do the work I need to do or the creative things that make me happy, then I'm letting it kind of rule my life, rule my decision making, and affect my future. So you're kind of cutting cords with anything that's doing that to you. And again, your perspective, you're gaining enlightenment, you're understanding that happiness is a state of mind, and you're connecting to the universe a lot more with that decision. So then you have the Imagine card. King of Wands coming back out again. This is releasing, forgiving, removing yourself from a certain cycle to begin another one. It's kind of like my Judgment card. It also does say, like, in the next chapter, think big things. Don't hold yourself short. All right, with that being said, the King of Wands is clarifying that. So this next chapter of yours is about adapting. It's about chasing. It's about courage. It's about strength. It's about creativity, this fiery energy, being able to come up with an idea and be able to bring it to life. And 10 of Wands, some hard work ahead. You guys could be moving. All right, 10 of Wands with the Imagine card is you're releasing a burden. You're releasing the things that, you know, you've been carrying with you a lot of the time, so that you can move forward into a new chapter. Knight of Cups, again, could be love coming through, could be some romance coming into your life. This could also be you, though, is doing something that makes you quite vulnerable, so that you can reach this new, usually there's a lake, and the Knight of Cups is, I think, is, the cards come to life for me, and that's how I read. The Knight of Cups is kind of having to go through that water, having to go through that, those emotions to get to the other side, to a territory he's not been in before. So it's kind of like emphasizing the lesson of sometimes you have to do something that may make you vulnerable, maybe something you don't quite like or don't want to do, so that you can get to the other side. You have the Three of Pentacles, so that's teamwork. That's also building a plan. Page of Swords, a lot of maybe researching, revising, maybe some education coming up for you guys. Yeah, it's going to make you a lot more happier. By the way, if you feel like you have somebody around you who acts very jealous of you, they are jealous. I don't know who this is. Maybe somebody is watching you, watching what you're doing. Not in a creepy way, alright? Queen of Cups here. This is you just connecting to your emotion a lot more, which I think is going to be very good for you. I think there is a lot more love coming into your life, Scorpio, which is amazing. Alright, keyword for Scorpios this week. Sagittarius had this, by the way. We have change. I understand that nothing can grow or evolve without movement, and that's what you're doing. I think you've been in this adversity for way too long with the Three of Swords, and this is where you're fed up. You're deciding to make a change. That's the strongest thing that you can do, by the way, is actually create that yourself. Sometimes we want someone to apologize first, or we want some closure from a situation, and it never really happens most of the time. Our closure ends up being how we deal with it, so you guys are doing that. Oh, you guys have had a very two-faced friend. Oh my god. Again, I did pick up on that. We have teapot, deep friendship with someone of the same sex. Okay, that came out with two-faced friend, all right? And that came out with moon. Some of you are realizing somebody is not, you know, your friend. Somebody is not your friend. Then that could be maybe where the heartache is coming from. This says heartache over what you no longer have. But you do have new job and career coming in. Let me pull you a few more. We have target, a goal-orientated person is what you guys are turning into, an egg. Success assured with good plans and hard work. And you have archway, new opportunities, possibilities, and paths opening up. So again, maybe it was this friend that was, you know, you were going down a specific path for, or something like that. Don't know. You were kind of in a bit of a, again, like I said in the beginning, it's like kind of just going a direction and like, I don't really know how I feel about this. Like, it doesn't make you completely happy, but you're just doing it, and all of a sudden you catch your eyes on a goal. You realize what you need to do, and then you jump straight into it. So I like that. But yeah, just be careful of those around you. Not everyone. I just think it's one person that you may already have suspicions about. Alrighty. Well, I love you guys. I wish you all the best. Thank you so much for being here with me. And sorry about the little cut in the middle. I will edit that together. But yeah, if you haven't already, make sure that you subscribe. I love to see your faces around here. Make sure you comment so I can see you. Comment, let me know what you think about the background, right? The new setup. Let me know if it resonated, and make sure you subscribe. All right, love you guys. I'll see you guys next week, okay?